Many people think branding is for consumer products, Nike, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, give it to me. But in the real reality, B2B businesses also need branding. That your factory, you need branding. That hospital, need branding. That government, need branding. Branding is beyond consumer. Branding is trust. Branding is reliability. Branding is reputation. And branding make that your business, that your organization, the safe product for everyone. And that is where you want to be. Branding reduce risk. And business don't want to risk their growth over an unreliable business. A business without or unreliable supply. I was reading the biography of Toyota, and I learned a lot from it. Imagine the level of trust that has been invested in that brand. Imagine the level of people depending on it, worldwide supplier. I forgotten the number, their average number of production per year. At the point in time, they had a serious crisis where there was tsunami earthquake in Japan that affected a lot of their production line and even some of their major suppliers. And they explained deeply on how they were able to quickly salvage the situation, making sure that they could get suppliers outside of Japan and make sure they could support even some of their suppliers that like the sole supplier of some part of their vehicle. And something was critical there. At that level, it is not price again. People, when you start dealing in doing business at that level, you're not talking about price, you're talking about reliability, you're talking about assurance, reputation, and you don't want to joke with it. So put Toyota at one side. Look at Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce is not talking price. Rolls Royce is talking a statement. It's a communication. It's an act. At that level, they are not looking for the chief supplier. They are looking for the suppliers that can match their brand identity. They don't want to risk it. It's not okay, I can do it lower. No. What track record do you have? What reputation do you have in what you're doing? How have people value? How have people seen what you are doing? How have your solution been able to solve that problem for that person A? And that goes online to communicate that, oh, I tried this and it gave me this satisfaction. Build trust. Without quality branding, you are just another supplier. And that is just it. Without quality branding, you are just another supplier. And that doesn't mean you will not eat. You will get your, the peanut, the crumbs. But when the ships are down, people are looking for reliable businesses. And what separates your business from that reliable business? Quality, intentionality that they have put into positioning themselves as an authority, as a brand that people want to relate with, identify with. They might not even be doing better than you, but they make intentional steps to put investment into their branding buckets. And how B2B decide their buying decision is different from how the last consumer decide their buying decision. In maybe if you are in the B2B sector, a client just go to a supermarket and you scroll through the shelf, he looks at the color and just choose something. But in B2B, it's different. It's totally different. There's a buying committee. Like you might be interacting with a the procurement officer that is most of them are conscious about the pricing, okay, who is giving me the better pricing. But at the end of the day, the procurement officer does not have the final decision based on price. There is the engineer that is hammering on I need the best quality. Because at the end of the day, if the procurement officer brings a lesser quality and it affects his own engineering work, it is a game over for him. The manager is looking for reliability. The CEO is looking for reputation. So at the end of the day, the decision of a B2B buying decision is lean strongly on on a business brand. It's leaning strongly on the brand that has the reputation, that has the reliability. Do you understand? So you don't want to be on that other side where you are just praying, 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 praying. It will not work. You have to do what it matters to be able to scale. Just don't, when you're in B2B, see that you're not selling to a person, you're selling to a system. And your business needs to appeal to all the stages of decision maker in the buying chain. You have to be able to appeal to them. When they look at the credibility level, yes, you pass the test of credibility. When you look at the test of reliability, you pass the test of reliability. When you look at the test of relevance, you pass the test of relevance. When you look at the test of reputation, you pass the test of reputation. And that is how you can stand out in your market. And you can only scale through the buying cycle of any B2B business. And there are three key pillars you don't want to joke with when you're building that branding. You don't want to joke with awareness. People only buy from you when they know that you exist. So you want to invest in your awareness. You must be visible. People must know that you exist. Even this is regardless of your location. You have to invest in marketing. Marketing goes into branding, but this kind of marketing is called strategic marketing, in planned marketing. So there's a level of investment that you put into awareness. You see some advertisement online, they're not selling to you anything, they're just showing you their product, because awareness is the first stage of business. There are 1001 people that needs what you are selling, if only they know that you exist. Number two is reputation. You want to make sure that your reputation is key. Your reputation is key, both online, offline. You see, many of these Fortune 500 companies, there's something happened with their product, they start sending for callback, bring it back, at all expense pay. Bring it back. We change it for you. We send it back to you. It's not because they have a lot of money to throw away. It's because they owe that reputation so much because they know without it, they are out of business. Without it, they are out of business. I was reading Twitter story, and when there was a crisis they had when some of their products were misbehaving in the market, and they had to sell for massive callback. They don't even know how much of their product has gone out, and the backlash was massive online. They had to start calling all the cars back, changing it, sending back, shipping it back to people. You don't want to joke with your reputation as a business. When you see anything that's going to tamper, I was reading the recent book by Otedola, Making It Big, when he talked about when people were trying to badmouth him with Obasanjo, when Obasanjo followed its advice on diesel deregulation, and people went to meet Obasanjo. The advice, when this policy has crumbled the nation, there's no diesel anywhere, and Obasanjo called him angrily at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. The first morning he was in Abuja because that was threatening his reputation. He had to go to Abuja, show President Obasanjo the fact and figure, all the diesel vessels that is already on the ship. He did not stop there. Immediately he was able to get Obasanjo's mind to be addressed. He said he bought 7 pages, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the Nigerian newspaper, showing Nigerian facts because that was joking and tampering with his reputation. Businesses don't joke with reputation. That is their lifeline. That is what will keep you in business tomorrow till when God knows. So you don't want to joke with it. And lastly is relevance. The pillar of relevance is key. No matter how good your branding is, if you lose your relevance, you are gone. The Bible says it like this. It says, what's good is a salt. When it refuses to salt the food, when you put salt in the food and it's not salting, it's not tasting nice. He said it's not different from stands. They should just throw it on the floor and start kicking it. Your business must always stay relevant. We're in a changing world, and anybody, any system, any business that refuses to be changed, to change with the changing world, will be grounded with the changing world. So you don't wait when you're ready. You get into the market and you begin to tweak what you have. There's what we call minimum viable product. You take it to the market, you start testing, get into it, forecasting the future. Where's the trend going to? Okay, now we're in the AI world. So how can you start making sure that you start making your business flexible to what is happening? This is what took away a lot of businesses, took away Nokia, took away BlackBerry, took away Kodak. These are people that they were trying to strongly to earn a living in the past. You must always stay relevant in your industry. What is the top trend? How can you start evolving? Because change is constant. You must be evolving. You must be evolving to stay relevant. Make sure that your solution per time is solving the problem of now. And even you can start looking at the future to start seeing how can you position to solve future problem. You see Facebook now, they are positioning. Now you see Ray-Ban, now the artificial intelligence, machine learning. Look at people, you can't settle. You can't settle because to stay relevant, you can't settle. You must be seeing ahead. When they brought answers, people don't even know that they need answers. There were people that are thinking ahead. And that is how you can keep being relevant in your game, in your industry. And your brand also can be standing strong for a long time. So another thing branding makes you do is it helps you escape the price trap. Without branding, without quality branding, you are only competing on price. And when you compete on price, it's a trap. It's a trap going downward. It's a declining trap. You just keep going down. But when you have quality branding, you can charge premium for your product. Apple is a PC. HP is a PC. Apple will charge like almost 5x of what HP is charging. What happened? The quality of branding. Rolls Royce is a car. Toyota is a car. Rolls Royce will charge almost times 10, times 20 of what Toyota is charging. Same car. Functionality might be different, but what is the basic function of a car to take it from point A to point B? And one is charging 10 naira, one is charging 1 million. What is that? Branding. Branding help you escape price trap. You see a lot of businesses today, what they are competing for, okay, person B is doing 8 naira, me too, I can do it 8 naira. Person A see that this one is already doing 8 naira, okay, I will go to 6 naira. This one says that it's 6 naira, I will go to 5 naira, I'll go to 4 naira. This one, at the end of the day, the margin grows so lean that businesses die. So you don't want your business to end up like that. You have to start positioning yourself, investing in your branding. Branding is a long-term game. So once you know that you're in the game for a long time, you must start investing in branding now so that you don't get yourself messed up in the long-term game of, at the end of the day, you don't have any business. And the thing is, when you charge more, you can build more quality into what you're selling. And once you can deliver that quality to your clients, what you are doing in return is you are turning them to your marketer. Because when you deliver quality, when people perceive excellence, when they experience excellence, they will be the one going about to tell people about your product. And that is more than a 10,000 naira spent on advertisement. Word of mouth, you don't want to joke with it. Word of mouth, you don't want to joke with it. When people perceive it, when people perceive what you're saying, and they tell it to person A, person A tell it to person B, because people buy from who they know. So how can your business, it's easier to sell to an existing client than to sell to a new client. So when your existing client is one marketing for you and you're not marketing, because people don't believe what you say, than they believe what someone that has experienced it sales tell to them. So your clients can become your referrer. They can become your own marketing team when you put quality brand into it. And not just your clients, even your staff, internal staff. When your brand becomes so quality, your staff become the first ambassador because they are proud to identify themselves with it. You see an Apple staff, you see a Google staff, they are so proud to identify with it because it's a strong brand and you want to be in that space. So branding in B2B is not just a nice to have. It is when you're in it for a long time, it is what will give you that growth that you desire. It is what will keep you ahead of your contemporary and what will keep you edging forward. If you're in the B2B business, you want to start positioning yourself today. Stay blessed by the best. See you next time.